to be here with you guys as we're going to cover the current events that are taking place. Definitely exciting and definitely a reason to maybe send a prayer out. Definitely praying for peace as we watch it light up in the Middle East. The war drums are getting beat here by the folks out in the West. And so we're going to get the update on that before we go into the financial markets. And then we got an update on cryptocurrency as we had a massive liquidation event take place once again here today. And this is a correction in the cryptocurrency market, in the stock market, that we were anticipating, we were prepared for. And what I'm so proud of my community for is I dropped a video earlier today and I was reading through all of the comments, and literally every single person was remaining positive. I mean, obviously there's a few outliers, but there, was just 9 out of 10 people were either buying the dip or they just were like me and they're like, I'm kind of tapped out, and now I'm starting to think that I didn't throw enough at silver either, as silver has gone up to about $29 earlier this week, and a little bit of a correction for gold and silver, but a healthy pullback for sure for the metals. And I got a video that's going to be dropping tomorrow morning titled Precious Metals Mania. And I want to talk about this precious metal space more in depth. As always, if you guys are new here, I have all of my community resources, including affiliates for precious metals, cryptocurrencies, exchanges, and wallets, all at my website, zachrector.com. And we're going to be having our Discord weekly call every single Saturday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. And so that's going to be taking place tomorrow morning as well. Hope to see you there. And also, we're going to be adding our most recent installment to the business development program as well. I'm including that program with the Discord membership for now. And I'm just trying to put out the content here on all of the asset classes, how we can make it, bring it in, and really get a deal going for ourselves, our family. And as I describe this moment in time as the greatest transfer of wealth in world history, the objective is to get as many people on board the train with us. You guys already know the deal Rosie Rios told us, right? That train has left the station. And I'm going to highlight here at the end of this video, as we get into the cryptocurrency update, you will see additional utilities coming to the XRP ledger. So I'm trying to keep track of all these amendments, everything that's building from a fundamental basis. And you know that that's where I stay grounded, right? I'm not here to show you anything. I'm here to tell you my story, my opinion, break down the news for you in a way for the common person to kind of understand what's going on, but then also figure out, how do we hedge against inflation that's not going away? Remember when they said it was transitory, right? Remember when they said, oh yeah, it's not a recession, don't worry about it. Back in 2022, it was politically incorrect. Here we are in 2024, and I'm about to show you Biden buying off more votes with student loan forgiveness. And whether you love the program or hate the program, I just keep on bringing it back to us being broke. Okay, the balance sheet is not pretty. In fact, it gets worse the more and more we write off one of the largest assets on the United States government's balance sheet. And that would be student loan debt, of course, over $1 trillion. XRP key blinder. Are we all aboard or what, brother? It's so good to see you. And I took this week off. It's been a while since I've done a live show, and that's because I was just giving myself a break. Every once in a while, you got to take a little break. And I know that everyone's busy these days, so I know that you guys like the short, compact, straight to the point videos. So I've been bringing those to you guys as well. In this live here tonight, a Friday night session, I really just wanted to enjoy some time with you guys. I do got to get through my update, my news, my breakdown, and then I do want to get to a Q&A session after I get through with that. So please, if you guys can do me a favor, if you like our content, please share it out far and wide. Tell your friends and family we are live for a Friday night session, and let's get this party started. So as we all know, the market got liquidated today. Take a look at it. Back down to 66,000 right now, that 666 number. We don't like that one for Bitcoin. Here we go. And we went all the way down to 65,000 earlier today. Okay, massive liquidation, about $1 billion worth of liquidation taking place just in the cryptocurrency space, with Ethereum down to 3,200, tapped off the 3,100 level. XRP got killed. And I laugh because I just love to see this opportunity. The 2-for-1 special is back, baby. Let's go. And like I said, I was reading the comments earlier today. Everybody's remaining positive. I know myself, it's not that I'm flat broke with nothing in the bank account, but I'm keeping my dry powder because you guys know I want to move on real estate. So I got my eyes set on real estate and I'm looking at private equity. I've already overloaded on cryptocurrency, so I'm pretty much good on my crypto for now. Although I'll tell you what, it's hard to pass up the 2-for-1 special. You know what I'm saying? We might have to skip a couple meals in the household so that we can pick up some more XRP. You guys already know the deal, but just I want to give a shout out to the community that's remaining over the target, staying positive, backing up the truck, and loading up on what you believe in and what you have conviction with based off of fundamentals. We don't do hype. We don't do BS. We don't play around. Okay. And our community is going to be rewarded for that. Let's get into it. As I reported, Mr. Biden is going to be canceling student debt for 277,000 more people, bringing the total number of Americans who have been approved for debt relief so far under my administration to 4.3 million through various actions. I will never stop working to cancel student debt, is what he says. So buying more votes paid for by the working class of America that actually pays taxes, right? You guys already know the rich don't pay taxes, and that's the program that we're trying to implement as well. We are trying to contribute to society in a way that's positive by, starting businesses, investing in tax-favored assets like real estate, providing housing, providing utility, providing value. That's how we, strive to pay no taxes legally. But then you have, basically the poor pay almost next to no tax. So who this tax burden really falls on is the working class that's getting it stripped out of every single paycheck. Every time before you get paid, the government's getting paid. And it's just absolutely absurd and unfair. Like I said, whether you want to support the program or not, whether you want to send $1 billion to that country or support that war, forgive debt there, let's get back to common sense for a second here and understand that we're just flat out broke. We can't cut a check to anybody, right? We can write a check, but it ain't going to cash. And this is why you're seeing gold go crazy. So as long as they want to go with this stupidity, and I heard this from Gold Telegraph, actually, they said gold is a hedge against stupidity. And I'm definitely going to be having to use that term, that slogan right there, because that is exactly what this situation is. Gold is a hedge against inflation. It's been signaling war. It's also signaling recession. And it's a hedge against stupidity, which is exactly what this is. And I'll tell you what, this is also what stupidity is going into a World War III event as well. Because the only people that are supporting this war are the greedy war pigs that want to line their pockets. Nobody is in favor of this, right? Nobody is in favor of this. You got people across the world that are trying to defend their country. They're trying to defend their families, their town, their communities, right? But then you just have war pigs here, this military industrial complex that is literally the only people on this planet that support this war. But nonetheless, here we go. Wall Street Journal reporting here, this is breaking. U.S. moves warships to defend Israel in case of Iranian attack. And it's almost as if they've been baiting them over this past week, right? They launched their attack on Iran about a week ago. And now they are, almost saying, this is imminent. They're just pounding the war drums, preparing everybody, right? And I'm just really concerned, folks, because not only is it picking up in the Middle East, it's also been picking up in the Ukraine-Russia situation as well. Take a look at this one. I can't pronounce this guy's name, but he says the war in Ukraine starts to escalate. And this was just yesterday where Russia destroyed the largest power plant in Kiev. I was trying to verify this when it came out yesterday, and now that I've seen it posted a couple times, it looks like this is for real, guys. Russia destroying the largest power plant in the capital of Ukraine. They're using some new military weaponry. We understand that. But then we also had this, where this was yesterday as well, where they attacked 2 Ukrainian underground gas storage facilities. Bloomberg reports that this attack propelled Europe's prices, with European gas futures rising as much as 9.5%. And if you thought that inflation was going away, you are sadly mistaken, and that's going to be a fatal error in misjudgment on your behalf. And for the talking head pundits that tried to shill us this inflation's been won, Fed has won the fight against inflation, now he can cut rates, we're nowhere near it. And unfortunately, I've been saying this kind of tongue in cheek, but it's really not a joke. I said the Fed's not going to cut rates till it breaks or till the bomb drops, and that's what we're starting to see pick up Russia damaged a large number of power facilities across the country. So yeah, it's going to be spiking. It's spiking in Europe right now. And this is something that we're going to continue to prey on. I know that we're positioning some of our resources over there as well. And I hate to see us getting caught up in more conflicts right now. Nonetheless, we've positioned ourselves perfectly. All that we can do, right, is, pray for peace, stack precious metals, stack liquid cash, ready to make moves, ready to do whatever it takes for our family with the essentials, getting ready to start up the garden. In fact, I started to see I got some stuff coming back, some strawberries from last year, some plants from last year that are starting to sprout up. And I was just thinking today, as I spent some time with my family earlier today, the storm cleared out this morning and the skies opened up. Beautiful spring day in the Pacific Northwest. And I'm out here just feeling so thankful, so blessed to be spending some time out in the sunshine with my family. I'm just thinking, we're really about to go do this war thing. They have to have it this way, don't they? It has to be this way. This is the only way that they're going to have it be done. And all we have is the ability to control what's directly in front of us. And like I said, we've been positioning with essentials. They called us crazy for prepping. They called us stupid and made fun of us for stacking precious metals. And now how's that program working out? So now it's all coming full circle. We've been right, but we don't. And this is the thing. We don't even have time to run around and tell everybody we told you so. We're going into the bunker. We're going to the compound. We're going to the ranch. Even if you live in the city, I know you guys are still figuring out ways to make it happen. And I'll just tell you right now, I would just be making sure I would be considering strategic relocation if I was in the inner cities of America right now, because it's almost as if they've done this by design, hasn't it? It does seem that way, right? And it's only going to pick up through the rest of this year. This is part of a falling empire as we see this external chaos and the skirmishes that we are caught in across the entire planet. And then it comes back home too. And we have agents, we have stuff going on here that's only set to pick up even more. And I'm just going to leave it at that before I say too much. Let's continue on. The credit event is here. It's already taking place, and most of the masses have no idea what's hitting. Bank credit has collapsed. The last time we observed this type of contraction, the great financial crisis occurred. This is the chart right here. Credit, all banks, at a level that we haven't seen since the great financial crisis. Now, folks don't realize this. The masses don't realize this until they get declined on their 10th credit card, until they tap out their buy now, pay later. And folks, this is why 2 years ago at the beginning of 2022, we started talking about income to get us through the recession. We said, you're not going to be able to save your way through this recession. And when rates were cheap, when they did go to 0%, that was the time to refinance. That was the time to restructure. That was the time to get out of bad debt and lock in good debt on cash flowing assets, properties and businesses that are going to spit you out cash flow no matter whether our economy goes into a recession or not. That's been our plan this whole time, and it's really paying off as now we're starting to see our economy's heading into contraction, real estate reset underway. And this is another data point to confirm that right here from Darth Powell. Reminder, it takes a tiny fraction of homes going delinquent to cause a problem. The peak of the foreclosure crisis during the Great Financial Crisis, 99,400 homes were foreclosed on. Now, he's saying that was the peak. That was the peak, okay? 99,000. Foreclosure starts, 230,000. Total non-current, 7 million. Total foreclosure process, 2 million. We haven't gone there yet, but what is happening? What are we tracking? Not my opinion, the data. What's it telling us? Look what's going on with these price drops. 5.8% of listings had price drops, and this is the 4-week rolling average. Take a look at this chart. This is where we're at right now, April 2007, 2021. And, okay, this is where we're at right here, April 7th. This is 2024's chart right here. Spiking. And in fact, what we just heard is that the amount of price drops that we just got in March last month was the highest amount of price drops on record. So we haven't reached the amount of foreclosures that we had during the Great Financial Crisis, but we've surpassed the amount of price drops. This is why I call it the real estate reset, and I've made a specific playlist on my channel so that I can compose and compile all of my real estate reset updates into one playlist for you guys. So make sure you guys check that out. We got more real estate coming your way. Now, speaking of precious metals, you guys know we love it. And Costco is now expected to sell $2 billion in gold bullion in 2024. This really puts it into perspective, guys. I read this today and I thought, this is incredible. Folks really need to grasp what's taking place. We thought that this run was going to be, brought on by China. China was going to use gold as a weapon of financial mass destruction. And in fact, they are. But now we're seeing this bull run is being fueled by Costco as well. Costco knows how to make money, and they figured this one out really, really well. And now they're selling gold and silver, expecting to sell $2 billion in 2024. That's just shy of the U.S. Mint, selling $2.7 billion in 2023. Do you see what's happening right now, folks? This is incredible. And let's take a look at our gold chart while we're talking on it. This is gold up to 2,430 earlier today. Incredible. 2,400 achieved. We did get a back test, a healthy pullback, very healthy pullback for gold. What about our silver? Up to $29, nearly 30. They weren't going to let it close the week off at 30, were they? That would have sent full panic through the markets. We haven't seen panic in the markets truly hit. We had a little bit of a correction today, and they were scrambling on CNBC to come up with an excuse for this one. Oh, it was the war. Oh, it's tax season. People are selling off so that they can pay their taxes. Oh, it's the weather. They just come up with all these excuses. What is it actually caused by? These valuations are not fundamentally justified. It's just that simple. And if you want to see a valuation that is justified, look at gold. Look at silver. And in fact, I would argue it's still incredibly undervalued. Same with XRP. Their fundamentals tell us it actually should go a lot higher. It's just manipulation and price suppression that's keeping it low. It's the same thing for gold, silver, and XRP. Now, gold is already in price discovery. You can't hold it back. You can only hold gold back so much. And now they're starting to talk about how basically oil is being priced in everything except the dollar outside the United States. Basically, we're the only ones that are still really, and in the West, obviously, as well, but basically that they're pricing it in gold. The BRICS nations. Basically the talk of the town this week has become that, basically they're pricing things in gold or in currencies outside of the US dollar, but these countries don't trust each other. This is why they haven't been able to come up with a new BRICS deal, a new BRICS financial system. They're working on different programs, and the solution for them is distributed ledger technology. And we've already highlighted I actually have a playlist called BRICS Loves XRP, just to mess with the with the haters and the naysayers that got so worked up when I said that XRP was already live in many of the BRICS nations. It's not that BRICS came out and made a unilateral group declaration that we're using XRP. It's that it's already been fired up for on-demand liquidity in a handful of the BRICS nations. So they love XRP, and it's only getting started, and it's just one solution. They could use other DLT solutions, but the main currency to back it, and that they all do accept, is gold. And so now they're starting to price oil in gold, and they're doing trade outside the US dollar, and this is accelerating, and this is why gold's at a new all-time high, with inflation coming out hot again this week as well, with the war also potentially facing us right in the face, right? We're looking this one, and it's not pretty. This is why gold's going crazy. And it's interesting because we've already highlighted this with our XRP thesis, that XRP might actually start to go off and take off after everything burns down, everything goes to crap, basically. That's when XRP is finally going to go, and it appears that we're here. It's taken a lot longer than we wanted it to, and we didn't think it was going to get this bad, right? Here we are, and it's starting to show, it's starting to peak out, and that'd be gold at an all-time high. That'd be Costco about to move $2 billion is what they're expecting, almost as much as the U.S. Mint. That's how crazy this is getting. Speaking of crazy, let's get into the cryptocurrency updates, guys. We have one on the legal battlefield to update you guys on. This is Paul Grewal, the chief legal officer at Coinbase. So Coinbase today filed a brief asking the court's permission to seek an interlocutory appeal in our SEC case on the controlling question whether an investment contract requires something contractual. We think it does. The SEC disagrees. Okay, this is in the Coinbase lawsuit. We're asking to take this up on appeal earlier than normal. This is similar. The SEC filed that interlocutory appeal, right, on the programmatic sales, and Judge Torres absolutely smacked the SEC back down and said, no way, you're not getting an interlocutory appeal. This ruling for myself is backed up by facts, backed up by law, backed up by court precedent, and they struck down the interlocutory appeal. So it's going to be interesting to see if Coinbase's interlocutory appeal is successful on this one. Okay. But they say we're asking to take this up on appeal earlier than normal because it's critical to our industry. The SEC's action against us and other digital asset companies goes way beyond the legal authority granted by Congress and puts an unjust cloud over U.S. digital asset innovation. The not at all funny thing is we're not alone in thinking the question of when a crypto transaction might be an investment contract warrants interlocutory appeal. The SEC itself has made the identical arguments in the Ripple case. They said specifically, I lost it. They said specifically there is controlling question of law to whether there are substantial grounds for difference of opinion and noted industry-wide significance of the question presented. Now that is hilarious. The fact that Coinbase is basically using the SEC's own words to go after them for this interlocutory appeal. It goes without saying, but I'll say it anyway. Digital assets aren't going anywhere, and Coinbase will continue to push for clarity for the entire industry and the 52 million Americans who own digital assets. In the meantime, we're business as usual. We appreciate the court's consideration of our request. We'll see how that one goes through. Going to be very, very interesting to watch that Coinbase case. We have the Uniswap Wells notice, and as I've highlighted in that Uniswap one, I think that the SEC is actually going to be able to get them on that. The fact that they basically created a smart contract, it's not at the protocol level like the XRP Ledger AMM is, and that's why I think the XRPL AMM is good to go. It's in the clear versus the Uniswap AMM, which is a smart contract layer 2 solution on top of Ethereum. Although it's open source, although it's decentralized, so they say, I don't think that that matters. I think that what the SEC is going to be able to say is that that smart contract is the investment contract. Nonetheless, you guys know the deal. Let me be very clear. I'm not a fan of, XRP has clarity. Let's let everybody else in the space get killed by the SEC. That is not my position at all. I believe that they need to give us clarity at the congressional level. They need to set the rules of the road, give jurisdiction to the CFTC, to the SEC. If they're going to create another arm, another snake head to the bureaucracy beast that is attacking Americans every single day, then that's what they need to do. I don't want them to do that because I just don't want another government agency. I don't think that that's what we need. In fact, we can't fund it. We're broke. So I think that we just need to be very clear that the SEC's overreaching their jurisdiction on what is a security. It's very clear on what a security investment contract is. It's just the SEC's trying to reach too far. They need to be reined back in, and thankfully the courts are doing that in some regards. In regards to progress being made, getting clarity of some sort, we're getting it at the state level, and that's coming for Ripple in the form of these money transmitter licenses. Excuse me. So this one from Ashley Prosper, huge shout out. Says Ripple only needs 9 more money transmitter licenses. So I emailed and called the remaining 9 states. 5 responded. Here's what they said. Texas said theirs is pending. New Jersey, owned Standard Custody and Trust, had an application pending in the state for some time. The delay was unexplained, but because of my query, it will now get attention. Guys, this is what the XRP community is doing. We are literally pushing we are moving the needle. We are pushing things forward. We're calling up these states, and now it's, oh wow, people are actually interested in this. Let's actually get something done. This is exactly what we did with John Deaton signing the amicus brief, right? Including the XRP community in the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit. We are making a difference. Huge shout out to Ashley Prosper for getting this done. Let's go. All these people saying that we're not making a difference. That's an absolute joke. Speak for yourselves. XRP community is getting it done. Indiana, Ripple does not currently have a money transmitter license in the state, but they hinted one is pending approval. Washington, Ripple does not currently have a money transmitter license in the state, but also hinted one pending approval. Yeah, our state's over here in Washington. We're so busy doing a bunch of other stupid crap. Don't get me started. Florida, Ripple had an application in Florida, but it was withdrawn in March of 2023. They said this was a technical withdrawal due to not receiving a response from the company. Also waiting on Massachusetts, North Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, and Ashley has updated a map here at this link. So huge shout out to Ashley Prosper for keeping us updated in that regard. And as we've highlighted, right, we don't have clarity from the federal government, but thankfully the states are starting to move forward. And what are they doing? They're making gold and silver legal tender. And I'd love to see some of these currencies, these digital assets, be made legal tender as well, right? If gold and silver are legal tender, why? And if we know the XRP in and of itself is not a security, why can't we make XRP legal tender? How about that? Let's get something done. And I'm waiting because, it's a matter of some of these states are just, they're moving on their own, right? And you've seen dozens upon dozens of states have already made gold and silver legal tender. This is a wave that's starting, and it's only going to accelerate and pick up. And the more stupidity that we get at the federal government level from the DC swamp, the more and more these states are starting to move. Okay. Now, guys, I got one more data point that I want to show you before we go into Q&A, so please start dropping your comments, questions down below. If you've appreciated this update, please make sure that you like this video, share it out far and wide. I'm going to share, and we're going to talk a little bit about some massive utility coming to the XRP ledger in the form of XRP ledger native lending protocol. I don't think that many people realize that we are creating an entirely new financial system within the XRP ledger. That's not an understatement. Let's get it straight from David Schwartz himself. Very excited to see the XRP Ledger native lending protocol proposal up for review and feedback. If passed, this could bring new utility to the XRP Ledger. Together with the native DEX, this lending protocol forms a critical pillar in enabling more accessible, efficient, and transparent financial services. This is a new financial system that's being built on top of the XRP Ledger, guys. RippleX shares here that they had a couple devs that introduced this proposal for native lending, okay? And they're breaking down what it means right here. Let's take a look at it. The protocol's modular design focuses on flexibility and reusability. It introduces key 3 specifications. Pseudo account XLS64D allows associating a single pseudo account with multiple ledger entries for tracking balances and issuing tokens. Okay, so it's gonna take me a minute. I'm gonna have to go through and actually read what all this is and get the full breakdown before I can explain, dissect, and synthesize this and simplify this for the regular person that's wondering what the heck is a pseudo account and what is this going to do for us. But I will provide a further update once I research this stuff a little bit more, and then I'll bring it back to you guys. 65D is going to be single asset tokenized pool. Defines a new pool ledger entry for a single tokenized asset pool. Okay. And then we get 66D, which is a native XRP ledger lending protocol, leverages 65D to manage liquidity provider assets and introduces off-chain underwriting, on-chain agreements, and loan management. And this has me thinking about the Oracle too. I think it's 56D, or it's one of the amendments that's in the 50s is the Oracle, or maybe it's 40s. I can't remember. There's so much utility coming to the XRP ledger right now, guys. And 99% of the crypto space doesn't even know that we have an AMM. 99% of the space doesn't even know that the XRP ledger has NFTs, let alone on-chain lending, let alone we're about to get the oracles, because as I said, off-chain underwriting. That's what you need the Oracle for. When you can tap in the Chainlink Oracle or the Flare Oracles to the XRP ledger, then you have the ability to go get data off-chain. That's critical. That's so critical for creating the DeFi ecosystem that can pull off-chain data and bring it on-chain. So critical. Introduces off-chain underwriting, on-chain agreements, and loan management. Now, I mean, is this a smart contract? Because we're getting pretty dang close to being able to do everything you need to be able to do in what would be, called or defined as a smart contract, right? We basically are having different forms of hooks, different forms of utility that in and of themselves, would they be defined as a smart contract? I'll let the devs correct me. I'll let the devs that got a you-know-what up there, you-know-what, that want to beat me up on technical nuance on every little last thing, right? I mean, I literally had a dev who came at me for saying that I was sharing misinformation by saying that the AMM was going live this week. Why? Because the AMM technically already was live, and it remained to be live, but we were waiting for a fix so that everybody could start to add liquidity back to the pools. So technically, it already was live, and therefore I was spreading misinformation. And this is why I say, these guys got something up there, you know what, and I would hate, I mean, can you imagine living with some of these guys? That would be miserable. And this is why these dudes, I'm just going to hold my comments. I'm just going to hold my comments before I say something that offends too many developers. I like our developers, God bless them, but geez, how can you get so lost in the sauce on the technical nuance? Anyways, okay, the AMM fix is live. We are building deep, open public pools of liquidity. We're about to get cross-chain bridge XLS38D. We're about to get 40, which is decentralized identity. We're about to get oracles. Now we got on-chain lending, native on-chain lending. I mean, guys, this is DeFi exploding on the XRP ledger. Right, we went from having nothing and the developers getting all their panties in a bunch. Oh my gosh, we need hooks. Oh my gosh, we need this. Oh, we need that. I can't support my business. I can't do it. And I have sympathy. I get it. It's tough out here. It's tough for everybody trying to build a business, even if you're building a business not on the XRP ledger, right? I get it. I have sympathy for it. But now we're seeing DeFi and these utilities explode, and we're doing it right. We're not breaking our ledger. That's what's so important, and that's what I love about how we're doing it on the XRP ledger. Liquidity providers deposit fungible tokens, XRP, Wrapped Bitcoin, Wrapped Ethereum, etc., into a lending pool to earn interest. See, folks, this is where you will be able to earn a yield off of your assets without even having to be a liquidity provider. Or I guess this is a liquidity provider in a lending pool. So this is different than an AMM. I guess you still are a liquidity provider, but it's through a lending pool. But the point remains, this is why I say you don't got to get lost on the technical nuance. What are we doing here? We're depositing assets and we're getting a yield. We're earning interest, passive income. Oh gosh, we better not call it passive income. Oh no, they're going to come for me now. Pool delegates manage lending pools, attracting capital and providing loans. Borrowers and pool delegates agree on loan terms off-chain, then record them on-chain. The lending protocol enables fixed-term loans with preset terms for interest-accruing loans. It bypasses the need for collateral by using off-chain underwriting, risk management, and a first-loss capital protection scheme in case of default. Guys, this is legit. Loans are managed through a new loan ledger object. It handles loan financing and withdrawals, payment amounts and schedules, interest and principal payments, loan defaults and recovery. To align incentives and manage risk, pool delegates can provide first loss capital to cover potential defaults, which protects liquidity providers through a liquidation mechanism. This sounds so good. For developers, the protocol's modular design and extensibility make it easy to build and integrate lending dApps on the XRP ledger, unlocking a wide range of use cases. Comments and feedback welcome. This is just the beginning. I'm going to tell you right now, folks, the XRP ledger is about to be the best place to build. Not Ethereum, not Avalanche, not Solana, not any of these other chains. It's going to be the best place to build because now we're finally getting all the utilities. As I've been using as an analogy, right? We have the builder showing up to the job site, and all we've been able to hand them is a hammer. That's fast, cheap, and efficient payments on the XRP ledger. That's all we had the ability to do was great payments. So we could hand the builder a hammer. Well, then we got NFTs. We're handing them another tool. Now we got AMM. We're handing them another tool. And we're filling out that tool belt for our builders. We're about to build a masterpiece on top of legal clarity, and that's what's critical. We don't got to worry about our AMM being an investment contract. It's at the protocol level. It's completely decentralized. Nobody controls it. It's a beautiful thing. And this is why I'm saying the XRP ledger is perfectly positioned for this bull run. And I can't understand why some people can't see from the fundamental basis why it is such an attractive investment thesis for this bull run based off of fundamentals. I understand that some people have recency bias. They can only look at the price action that's right in front of them over the last few years. It's been very frustrating. Well, that's price suppression. That's manipulation. That's hundreds of billions and trillions of dollars worth of damages done to the XRP community. And you bet we have a case on damages. You bet we do. You bet. But we're about to be set free regardless. Lawsuit for damages or not, I'm just excited to see this thing set free after this lawsuit concludes and after we finally start to get all these utilities. This is about to be the best place to build. And yet we have some of these projects that are trying to leave the XRP ledger to go to Solana, to go to where the dumb money's at. That's what it is. Let's just be real. I'm not going to beat around the bush with these guys. Let's be real. You couldn't find enough stupid, dumb money on the XRP ledger, so you're going to Solana. And then Solana breaks. And then Solana gets sacrificed, as we saw on the charts here today. Whoops. And I just don't understand that perspective. Why not expand? What's the motive around contraction? Removing, you build your platform off the XRP ledger. I mean, I've seen many influencers do this, many YouTubers, many TikTokers. They build their whole program on the XRP community, the XRP ledger, XRP itself. They build up their whole platform on that, and then they swerve, they change lanes, they start shilling you crap. And this is what I see with some of these projects. It's like, why not just expand? If you want to go to Solana, go to Solana. I don't hate on these guys going to Solana or going to where more money's at. That's cool. That's great. You're selling memes. You're selling crap. Go sell your crap over there too. That's a good strategy. If you have stuff that's not that attractive, that doesn't sell that well, you probably need to be seen by more people, and you might have better luck selling to the dumb money. I'm not going to knock it. I'm just going to call it for what it is. And don't give me any BS crap that these guys try to tell us. Oh, this and that and the him and the han. No, just take it. Just take your crap over there, man. It's fine. We're not going to hate you. But to I won't call it a rug pull, but to just leave your XRP community hanging like that? You build your whole platform on XRP and then you're going to swerve? Follow the money, I guess? Well, why not just expand? What's stopping you from expanding? That's just a terrible business decision. I don't care about going on the record and saying that. This is a terrible business decision. Expand. Why do you got to contract? That's silliness. Anyways, on that happy note, folks, the fundamental case here for XRP just continues to get better and better. I didn't even know this was on anybody's radar. I didn't even know they were having conversations about this. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we get a couple developers from Ripple X that just submit this, proposal. Next thing you know, we're talking about on-chain lending on the XRP ledger. Guys, so much utility coming our way. Let's get to Q&A though, guys. If you guys have appreciated this session so far, can you like this video? Can you share it out far and wide? And let's get into some Q&A. How are we doing today? How are we doing tonight on a Friday night live? I appreciate all of you guys so much. Can't wait to see you guys in Vegas. It's going to be so much fun. The vibes are incredible here in the XRP community. What's up? What's up? Good to see all of you guys. You guys are funny in the comments, man. Okay, let's take some Q&A, guys. What do you got? What are we working with? I got an adult beverage to drink here. That flash sale, 2 for 1. It came quick, didn't it? Let me know. Were you guys able to scoop up that 2 for 1 special on XRP? We might not be done. Zach, thoughts on I Trust Gold IRA? Big fan. I'm a big fan of all these solutions. I have community resources for helping you roll over a 401k retirement account to precious metals as well. But I know I Trust has done great work over there. I'm a huge fan. Giving folks access for their 401ks to precious metals or crypto, I'm a huge fan of it. Huge fan of it. Saturday afternoon for some. That's right, Shell. That's right, depending on where you're at. $21 shares XRP ETP thoughts. Yes, that's a great point, Randy. That is the exchange traded product that is live in Europe. You know, it's so funny. When the conversations around the XRP ETF really started, and you know, I was talking about this, people were so mad at me for talking about an XRP ETF. I'm just like, guys, there's already one in Europe that's live. Like, there's already a few others that are that have gone live since that conversation started back in January, was really when it picked up. When the Bitcoin ETFs were going live, that's when we started to talk about XRP. I talked about how I do think that BlackRock is definitely going to have some, is going to have a fund that does have XRP in it, some sort of large cap fund, or maybe they will just do an XRP fund. Who knows? I do believe that is coming. Just like BlackRock has multiple gold ETFs, they're going to have multiple crypto ETFs. I think that Grayscale's large cap fund that does already include XRP, that's going to be rolled into an ETF. We're definitely going to get them. And I know why people get kind of worked up about it, because we don't want to see XRP manipulated like we've seen gold and silver with the ETFs. But remember, guys, when the ETFs were introduced for gold and silver in 2003 and 2004, gold did a 5x and silver did a 10x before they were able to get a stranglehold on those markets. So if we're about to get ETFs, that means we're doing a 5, 10, or maybe even more before they're able to get control. FE for life. Have you forgot about XRP script layer 1 NFTs too? I don't know if I've heard of that. That's great though. More NFTs on the XRP ledger. That's great. I haven't heard of XRP script. Yep. How long is this sale going on? I think that we're going to have a while. I think that we have more downside to come. So I'm just watching this market patiently. I'm not really jumping in quite yet. But I don't think it's going to last long. I think that we do have a correction that's already underway that will continue, but I don't think it'll last long. So just be prepared for that. Lynette Zhang and Andy Sheckman joining forces in XRP Vegas. That is correct, Deborah. And yeah, actually, I was having an adult beverage with Andy Sheckman up in Vancouver. And I said, you know what, Andy, we need to get you to XRP Vegas. So I texted Brad Kimes and I said, Brad, let's make this happen. We got to get Andy Sheckman up here. And we got that deal done. So huge shout out to Brad, Andy, Lynette, going to be there. Just love to see it. The collaboration between the precious metals community and the XRP community, love to see it. And I think we got a lot more to do there. We got a lot of gold and silver to tokenize on the XRP ledger, let me tell you. Your rants are awesome, Zach. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you. I just get worked up sometimes over this stuff. Okay. SM68, thank you for the super chat there. Love all you do. Cheers, brother. Thank you so much. Appreciate the 10 spot. XRP grant money. Thank you. Ride Clue, DeClue. Guys, where do you come up with these names from? Your guys' names are ridiculous, okay? But I appreciate the question, or I appreciate you bringing that up about the grant money, because that is massive. Ripple putting their money where their mouth is. I already dropped a video on it earlier this week. Ripple going all in on the XRP ledger was the title of that video. And it was all about this update to the grants program, where it's going to be a rolling application process. So at any point you can submit your proposals, and they're streamlining the process. See, I think that it's just a difficult thing to do the grants, to give away the money. And, I love to see, I love to see that Ripple is going to be, they're trying to give as much money as possible, but it's a difficult thing to do. A lot of people want to game the grants program. They want to game the system. They take the money and run. I'm not going to name names, but there's many projects on the XRP ledger that literally have taken the grant money. Their project fails, and then they just leave and they go to another blockchain. They go start up another business. So it's a difficult thing for Ripple to do, but I'm glad to see that they've streamlined and updated the grant process. How does the staking on the AMM actually work? Brett, that's a good question. It's not actually staking, right? Staking is where you're helping to validate transactions. What this is you're providing assets that are going to trade in the AMM between the two assets. So if you add XRP and Casino Coin, that's one of the liquidity pools that I have added to, right? The pool is trading between the two assets, and you've provided your assets to help make that liquidity, and you're going to receive the fees for that. So it's different from staking. The XRP Ledger AMM is not staking. It's a little bit different. But essentially what you're doing is you're getting fees for providing liquidity for the trading between two different assets, XRP USDC, XRP Bitcoin, XRP whatever, XRP meme coin on the XRP ledger. And this is why I've put out the warnings, guys. Be very, very careful. Seriously. There's many people in our community that believe in the quantum financial system, understand that, that's kind of what we're transitioning into. But what scammers are doing is they take advantage of our community in this regard, where they're launching projects like we saw this week, BRICS Gold token. Okay. That is not a representation of any sort of tokenized gold for BRICS at all. That is it's I don't know if I can officially call it a scam, but I think it's fair to call it a scam because it's a lie. The token is not backed by BRICS Gold. Right. So just because I could launch a token tomorrow called Zach's Gold, and that would be my tokenized gold. And you guys already know that I don't have any gold. So you'd be wondering, what the hell is this token backed by? You already told us you don't have any gold, Zach. You only have silver. And you would be correct. And that's why I'm not going to launch a Zach's Gold token, right? Because I know that I can't back it up. What I'm excited for is I think that we're about to see a new wave of issuers coming to the XRP ledger that are going to be willing to show. And I think that you're going to see Ripple set the standard with the stablecoin that they're doing as far as proving the reserves. Hey, here's what we have. Here's what we're backing this by. We have cash in the bank. We got treasuries. This is what we're using to back our stablecoin that is a representation pegged 1-to-1 with the US dollar. Right. So I think that we have a new wave of issuers coming that are going to be a lot more respectable than the thousands of issuers that we have here on the XRP ledger that are just throwing crap up and calling it BRICS Gold, calling it this and that. And you saw a lot of this on the Stellar network, right? This is huge on the Stellar network, and so many people lost so much money. They got roped into all these deals. India, this is India Gold, and this represents India's tokenized gold on the Stellar network. It was all lies. It was all crap. It was all scams. And literally people lost millions on these. And you're going to see even more scammers coming to the XRP ledger, not just QFS related, but just here's a token. I mean, guys, we already have 8,000 plus tokens. There's a lot of crap already on the XRP ledger, and with the AMM, there's going to be even more. And with all these additional utilities, there's going to be even more. With great power comes great responsibility. And so we need to be responsible on the XRP ledger, doing our due diligence on these issuers. And that's why I like how they call it trust lines. So if you want to add any of these tokens on the XRP ledger, right, you got to create a trust line. And I like that they call it that because really it reminds us that we need to trust the issuer that's issuing us that token before we go spend our XRP on it. So be careful out there, guys. It's about to get crazy, okay? What did I see? Peaky said something about he's going to get a signed red folder. Peaky, you're hilarious, brother. One of one. Maybe one day I'll do a charity auction of the red folder. We'll auction off a signed copy of the red folder and we'll send the money to charity. What do you guys say? The original red folder. Zach doing grant for build out. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be bringing something to the XRP ledger eventually. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I'm mostly just waiting for regulations to kind of be set. As someone who criticizes the SEC on a daily basis, I would just want to make sure that everything's very clear. You understand that, right? As someone who blasts the SEC on a daily basis for a living, I just got to make sure that everything's good to go. And I feel like we're very close. I feel like I could do something now and feel very good, but yeah, it's something that's in the works. It's a little bit further down the timeline. We're working on some other things right now. No tattoos, Zach? No, I don't have any tattoos. Deborah, no, I don't have any tattoos. Jay has a buy ordered at 47 cents. Shannon says she's going to stream poolside. Or you want me to stream poolside? Let's do something together with this group. Yeah, 100%. Can you give a quick update on possible settlement timing? Yes, I can. So, oh yeah. Actually, I'm so glad that you mentioned this. Okay, guys, here's the deal. On the video that I dropped earlier today, XRP case settlement question mark, right? I made sure I put that question mark because I don't want to clickbait. God forbid we clickbait, right? Put that question mark. We're asking a question. Well, here's what happened. I saw all this stuff on Twitter about basically the SEC and Ripple were going to have a pre-trial conference. And I was like, okay, we see this is on Twitter, but let's go to the source. Let's verify. So I went to the Southern District of New York, to their website, to their schedule, and it was still listed. The pre-trial conference was still listed. And I showed you guys that in the video earlier today. Well, it turns out they just haven't updated their schedule. So there is no pre-trial conference because the matters that were going to go to trial have already been decided. And that was basically the case against Brad and Chris. That's already been dropped. And then the case, programmatic sales, that's also been closed out as well. And so there is not going to be any trial. And in fact, maybe the trial was only related to Brad and Chris. I know part of the trial was going to be for Brad and Chris, and that's no longer happening, right? That's they're all clear. They're good to go, right? So there is no pretrial conference that's going to be taking place next week. That was my bad. Willing to admit that I made a mistake, but it literally was on their website, the Southern District of New York's website, and apparently they just haven't updated their schedule. So that was my bad on that. Always willing to come on and correct myself. So thank you for bringing that up. But in regards to settlement conversation, well, let's speculate a little bit. This is our safe space where we're allowed to speculate, right? Here's the deal. April 22nd is the date. That's the next date that we're watching for, where Ripple will file their reply on. We're in the remedies phase right now. The remedies phase determines how much disgorgement and penalty Ripple has to pay. So in the first brief, the SEC filed the initial brief on March 22nd. And what did they ask for? $2 billion. And you guys already know, we went through, we read all of those documents. That was a very interesting reading. I read through the whole thing. And that was where they included even the XRP community. They included all of our tweets as evidence of basically Ripple has no mercy, has no sympathy for the wrongdoing that they've done. Here they are partying with their community and riling up their community, saying that they had a total incomplete victory, and that's not true. Well, you know, us at the SEC, we won on one small, minuscule point that doesn't even matter, and the only people that were protecting our institutions, that who cares whether or not the institutions didn't get as good of a deal as some other institutions did. That's literally all this is about right now. There was no harm done, and as the Second Circuit Court of Appeals just ruled earlier this week, no harm, no foul. So basically, if there's no damages done, no money was lost, there's no penalty, there's no disgorgement to be paid. Now, none of the institutional investors lost money. In fact, they all made money. It's just that some institutions didn't get as good of a deal as others did. That's what the SEC is so concerned about. And that's the only point that they've won on. And they've requested $2 billion on April 22nd. That's the next date to watch out for. That's when Ripple replies. Now, it's going to probably be not till the next day where we get the redacted version, because they're going to submit it and then they have to redact it. They have to go through, both sides need to be able to see it, redact what they want, and then it gets submitted and brought public. So we might get it on April 22nd, or it might be the next day where it becomes public, the redacted version, and I cannot wait to read through this. This is going to be a clinic as far as in the legal discipline, in the legal battlefield. This is going to be a clinic put on by the legal assassins that Ripple has employed. I just cannot wait. I've kind of become a legal nerd in some regards, reading through all these court documents with my red folder. I got my green folder for ETHgate. I have learned so much about these cases and the law and securities law through this whole process. It's actually been a lot of fun, kind of geeking out on the legal aspect of it. But I can't wait to read it. It's going to be so good. And in fact, I think that they're even going to cite the Second Circuit Court of Appeals ruling that came out this week stating no harm, no foul. Right. And actually, that was a ruling that came out in November. It was that the SEC petitioned to basically appeal, essentially, is what they were trying to do. And the judge struck them down and said, nope, you're not appealing that. No harm, no foul. Sit down, get back in your place, SEC. Love to see it. Just love to see it. Right. So April 22nd is the next date where Ripple gets the response. And then the SEC gets the final response on May 6th. Okay. That's the final submission. And then they have like a week or so where they get to go through and do redactions. They get to go through and kind of finalize it out. And then after that, we wait for Judge Torres' ruling. So April 22nd, Ripple response. I can't wait to be in Vegas after we get to be in Vegas celebrating, having a good time after Ripple has responded to the SEC. And it's just going to be such an awesome response. I already know it will be. And then May 6th is literally the week after XRP Las Vegas takes place. So I believe that for the chances of settlement, I think that it's still very unlikely, but I'm not ruling it out. I don't put it at 0%. But if it is going to occur, personally, I believe that it would be between now and May 6th or in and around that time before it gets sent off to Judge Torres, right? Maybe the SEC lets Ripple give their response. They read how good it is, and then they realize, oh, crap. Let's just go settle this thing up. Let's just go collect 10 million. Let's go get 20 million from Ripple, right? Ripple pays a little slap on the wrist fine. They're good to go. They have clear understanding, and they're well on their way. And the institutions that want to buy XRP from Ripple, they'll have clarity as well. So that was kind of a long-winded answer, but there's kind of a lot there on the SEC versus Ripple case. So yeah, basically anytime between now and May 6th is when I would expect a settlement to come in. If it doesn't, most of the legal experts are expecting it to take 2 to 4 months to get that final ruling from Judge Torres, which puts us out May, June. It would put us into July, August, September. July, August, September. May September shine like gold on whatever the riddle is. I forget what it is. There you go, Shannon. She says, I'm going to stream while I sit in a bikini poolside with a margarita. I'll tell you what, I was getting my prison workout in this morning. I haven't been going back to the gym, but I've been getting my little prison workout in here in the office, doing my push-ups, doing my sit-ups, and then I got a nice little dumbbell here, and it's one of those adjustable dumbbells. So I got it. The max weight is only 25 pounds, but I lift that sucker till basically I give out and quit. So I've been doing my push-ups, I've been doing my curls, and I've been doing my sit-ups, trying to put this dad bod in check a little bit, especially if Shannon's going to be streaming poolside and I'm going to have to make a special guest appearance on that stream. I better make sure the dad bod's nice and tight, huh? Little belly. Well, guys, I just want to say thank you guys for stopping by here. It's been a fun session here for a Friday Night Live. I'm going to be dropping a video tomorrow morning on the Precious Metals update. It's going to be called Precious Metals Mania. Full breakdown on what's taking place there. And then, as always, every Saturday, we hop onto our Discord weekly call, which gives our community an opportunity to talk with me directly, have a conversation with our group, and we talk about all sorts of stuff, kind of a little bit more in depth. And that's a lot of fun. That's every Saturday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. So if you guys are looking to get access to that, just go to my website, sign up through Patreon to get access to Discord, and we would love to have you in the community. Other than that, I am also going to be dropping the next installment for our business development program as well, and really looking forward to sharing that one. That one's going to be based on the best businesses to start in 2024. So many people ask me, what side hustle should I start? What business should I start? Hey, what do you think about this idea? So I'm going to be going over some of the best businesses that I think one could start for a side hustle or a main business in 2024. So really looking forward to that one. Yeah, I'm going to wear my Bitcoin shorts, Peaky. Yep, that's right. I'm going to wear my Bitcoin shorts. That's right. Those are my favorites. But guys, I've had a lot of fun with you here. Going to head off and go spend some time with wifey. Appreciate everyone for stopping by. Can't wait to see you guys in Vegas. Can't wait for the Discord weekly call tomorrow morning. Love connecting with our family over there. And if you guys have any other comments, questions, you want to get in touch with me, please watch out for the scammers. The only place to get in touch with me right now is through my website, ZachRector.com. And that's where we have all of our community resources. We really do appreciate the support. Guys, thank you so much for stopping by tonight. On the way out, if you haven't already, you know what to do. We will see you guys tomorrow. God bless all of you. Have a great night.